You need to know this. Battleground Oakland. For a second night in a row, Oakland police resorted to tear gas, flash grenades, and rubber bullets to break up the patriotic Americans who make up the Occupy Oakland movement. Late last night, officers in riot gear violently confronted hundreds of Occupy Oakland patriots in front of City Hall and used a whole array of weapons to clear the crowd. While Oakland police initially denied using flash grenades, in this video, you'll clearly see a crowd of demonstrators being hit by flash grenades. And at one point, when a group of people rushed to help someone injured by one of those flash grenades, you'll see another one lobbed by cops into the crowd. This is police violence, pure and simple, directed against nonviolent patriots who are quite literally only exercising their First Amendment right to peaceably assemble and petition the government for redress of grievances, using the language of the First Amendment. And here's another video of one man, a Marine veteran, who was shot by police in the head with one of the many rubber-coated bullets that the Oakland police fired into the crowd.
What happened? He got hit. He got shot. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Wake up. What's your name? What's your name?
That was not a clip from Burma or Iran or, as Herman Cain would say, Becky, Becky, Becky-stan. This was police suppression of political protest against American patriots peaceably assembled in a public area right here in the United States of America. And the man you just saw bleeding out of the head is in critical condition in a hospital, sedated and on a respirator. And the police would not have been able to do this if it hadn't been authorized by elected civilian authorities like Oakland's mayor and city council. Did I mention, by the way, that Oakland's mayor is now facing a recall petition? The crackdown against the Occupy movement is getting more and more violent around the country. This week, police have attacked American patriots in Chicago, Atlanta, Albuquerque, Boston, and several other cities. For the latest on what happened last night in Oakland, Joshua Holland joins me now. He's a writer and editor at Alternet.org and has been covering the ongoing clashes in that city. Joshua, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Thanks for joining us. What's going on right now?
Well, the protesters are going to reconvene in an hour and a half at the same spot where you saw that footage from last night. I will be out there and we'll see what happens tonight.
Okay. Mitch Hall today, in an open letter to the mayor of Oakland, quoted the Norwegian peace researcher Johan Galtung, who defined peace in these terms. He said, "By peace we mean the capacity to transform conflicts with empathy, without violence, and creatively, a never-ending process." Didn't the mayor and the civilian authorities who ordered the police to do this totally fail at keeping the peace?
Well, I certainly think that way. You know, we see in the aftermath of these incidents that there's a lot of finger pointing. People try to say, well, it was the protesters that provoked it. The police did it, you know, deployed weapons without provocation. You have these debates, and I think that they miss the fact that before any incident happens on the street, tactical and strategic decisions are made at a command level. Last night, what I saw was again and again police repeatedly boxing in protesters, responding to their peaceful, at first peaceful protest with very aggressive police tactics. And what I think that does is it denies them an outlet to let off some steam, and it ratchets up the tension. Good crowd control should have as the ultimate aim to diffuse tension, not to increase it.
It denies them the ability to even leave in some cases.
That's right.
Any reports on how many people were injured last night?
I only heard reports of 3 to 5. But I haven't been out to Oakland today. I'm going out in about an hour, and I'll I'll update you when I talk to the legal observers, who seem to be the most hooked into the latest reports.
Any word out of the mayor's office?
No, the mayor was in Washington, apparently on a lobbying trip. There was some word that she ordered the eviction of the camp specifically when she would be out of town. She either has returned today or is returning, and you know, there's a significant tension between the community and the mayor's office. You know, this operation is costing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in overtime. There are 100 riot police guarding this very small piece of public space. In the meantime, the city council is voting on a proposal tonight to shutter a number of Oakland schools. So Mayor Kwan is not popular. As you mentioned in the introduction, there's a recall petition that's been filed against her. That petition wasn't inspired by her eviction of the Occupy Oakland camp, but one has to think that lingering resentments over that may help push it over the top.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Joshua Holland with Alternet.org. Joshua, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for having me, Tom.
Always a pleasure.